Hello, just here. Yep, I mean, going great. It's alright. Or what's it like being a successful video game developer? Man, it's pretty great. I just kind of just loaded and everyone loves me. I just live my dream pretty much. It's just great. Next question already. Can I describe Bob Fentt? Yeah, I mean, the whole game centers around, you're a red blob, and you kind of just do, side quests for your, furious boss. Moreover, you play as Bob Fentt, who's a red blob guy, and the whole game follows him being on a spaceship. He lives in a spaceship, and he works for this, really cranky boss. And the whole game follows you play as Bob, and Bob's job is to go to different planets and fetch stuff for his boss. Who knows what clocks, a water bottle, who knows what the boss wants, but you've got to go under a time limit to another planet to fetch an item for him real quick. That's kind of the whole gameplay loop of Bob Fentt. I intended the game to play pretty fast. You've got a mechanic that promotes good pathing, and through that good pathing, you gain speed and your abilities become better, so you can beat the level faster. You've got different movement abilities. Believe it or not, platform has different movement abilities. You've got the very original omnidirectional dash. You can move left and right. You can jump. You've got a wall jump, and you can shoot in the 4 cardinal directions. And depending on if you're in the air or not, you get recoil from shooting in those 4 directions, which are another movement ability. And you've also got a very original parry as well, because every game needs a parry. What does Bob Fentt mean to me? Everything. It was my first video game, I guess. It was important. It was everything. At the time, Bob Fentt was the biggest thing in my life. I just spent all my time thinking about it, and a lot of my time working on it.
Almost fell off my chair. Alright, devlog.
I guess. Bob Fentt was my chance to make something amazing. It was my chance to make, to me it was to make a mark, or to start off with my first mark. First of many marks. It allowed me to make an experience to me that I wanted to be unforgettable for others. I wanted it to be something you look back on, you think this was really fun to play. I wanted it to be at the same quality of games that inspired me. Bob Fentt was my passion, pretty much, for that time I was developing it. How did it start? Well, I was inspired. Throughout my life, I played plenty of video games. Probably too many video games, to be honest. I've spent too much time on video games. It's bad, but it was one of my biggest reasons for becoming a video game developer, because I've played so many video games. And more importantly, I've played lots of indie games, or lots of very good indie games, such as Hollow Knight, Pizza Tower, Celeste, and the incredible Risk of Rain series, which was my main my main inspiration for making Bob Fentt decide to be a game developer. In addition, I really started hating my casual job at the time, and so I decided I'd use another way to earn money, because I couldn't really stand 3-hour shifts, 5-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. I couldn't stand any working at all. And so, I was pretty full of myself at the time. I guess I still am. And I thought, I'll just make a video game and get instantly rich. And I didn't get instantly rich, although I can tell you that. Looking back, it took me almost 2 years to start making money. Working just never got better. At least the whole idea that, I was working on Bob Fentt when I go home, and I was eventually going to get out of that place. That was pretty good. I noticed you got some guitars here. Can I play one? isn't it? What do you mean, no, I can't play the guitar? Stick to the interview. And now to the big part. I loved video game music, like a lot. And I'd been playing guitar for 8 years when I first thought of making a video game, Bob Fentt. And so, I at first I wanted to make video game music. I had somewhat experience in it, kind of. My main inspiration was Chris Christodoulou from the Risk of Rain series. It's the biggest inspiration. I loved his music. I loved the soundtrack of the Risk of Rain games. And other notable games as well. Pizza Tower was my second biggest inspiration. I loved their soundtrack. So I went out, I bought a keyboard, I got Ableton, and I just thought, oh, I'll just make video game music. There was a big flaw, really big flaw with this idea, and that flaw was that I'd never written any music, ever. I had no experience other than playing guitar for 8 years, but I had no music theory. And then I realised I would have competition with people that have written music. So believe it or not, I decided not to pursue that whole video game music idea straight away. And I thought to myself, if I make a video game, then I don't have to have competition. And I don't have to be good at making the music. If I'm making it, I don't have a boss. So then Bob Fentt the idea of making a video game was born, and then eventually Bob Fentt started. And that's the big part of how Bob Fentt really started. I love the music of Risk of Rain, and I thought, oh, I hate my job, I like video games. Put it all together, and we've got Bob Fentt. What was my prior experience in the game making field? Well, it was nothing. It was just nothing at all. Maybe it's why Bob Fentt turned out the way it did. Yeah, moreover, when it came to making Bob Fentt, I didn't really have any experience. It's just a big zero. The closest thing I had to experience was my years of playing guitar. But like I said, it doesn't really matter when you haven't written music that much. And but I had an idea. My main plan was to start with a simple idea, simple genre in my eyes. I would make a platformer, and I'd use well-documented mechanics like an omnidirectional dash. I'd borrow some things like from Pizza Tower, Celeste, and Mario, and I thought that it would be easy to make. Blah blah blah. It wasn't easy to make at all. I had many problems. I couldn't implement half of those easy features, and it was just a real struggle. How much support did I have when making Bob Fentt? I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a 0. That's a big. I had no support at all. Probably for good reason, because it didn't look amazing, but I had no support at the start, at least.